and gentlemen, welcome back here to another Sunday night showdown for the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series is heading to Iowa Speedway to take on the treacherous Iowa track. The long 2-week break between the seasons is over, and it is time to get things started here in Season 7. Last week, we saw the new rules of NEXXTCAR take place. 25 drivers look to join themselves and break away from the rest of the field and call themselves a NEXXTCAR champion. So let's head to the track here for heat race pre-race, and let's get this race started.
Above it all, untouchable, a new animal. This is how legends are made.
Oh, here they come into the trial for the final time here tonight. Looking like we're about to witness another fantastic Talladega finish. Old school outside, D-Blood inside. It's going to be a drag race to the finish line. It's D-Blood getting it done.
This is how legends are made. I got the lightning inside me.
Oh, here they come through 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight at Michigan. D-Blood's going to slip up a little bit going into 3. That's going to open up the door for Tennessee, who's going to take full advantage. And Tennessee is going to lead them back to the checkered flag here as they battle side by side behind them for second. Here they come through 1 and 2 for the final time this season here in Season 6 of the NEXXTCAR Racing League. The 51 of Topster is going to lead the field back to the checkered flag. The 52 of Tuck is going to finish second in the race, but it's not going to be enough as the number 4 Toyota of Tennessee Titan is going to go back-to-back Truck Series championships here at Phoenix.
This is how legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NEXXTCAR Truck Series Racing League. Once again, joined up here in the booth with James Iconelli. What is going on, buddy?
Nothing, just kind of impressed that you said my last name without me having to tell you it again. Dope.
Yes, sir. Some things we're going to get better throughout the season, that is for sure. And, one thing you mentioned last week was me switching to our first names. I definitely felt like that is the better thing to do up here in the booth. But these drivers are getting ready to head to the Iowa Speedway to take on this very treacherous track here tonight.
Yeah, it's not been. Iowa has always been not always been a playoff track. It's been a playoff track for the past 3 seasons. Season 3 was the last time it was a regular season track, but obviously the first time for it being the first race since the first time Daytona's never been the first race here for a season. And honestly, one of the first races is gonna be Iowa. Is a very competitive track. You have multiple lines, especially at the beginning of the whatever it's called. I don't know why I just lost a word for it. But this track has a lot of multiple lines, and it's also somewhat of a short track, so that's also going to produce some great racing.
Oh, absolutely. And some of the biggest things these drivers are going to have to watch out for here tonight is that seam. You can run that high line, but if you run it on these old tires, and if you get down just a little too much on that seam, you're going for one heck of a ride here tonight. But these guys are going to be heading for 26 laps here for heat number 1 of Season 7. This is the first heat of a points-paying race, Dale, and we saw just how intense these heat races can be. Last week at Daytona for the Clash, they were absolutely insane. We had Evo struggling in the last corner, getting past, coming to the checkered flag to advance to the main event, could not make it.
That was pretty interesting. I still don't know what happened with it. I don't know if you do. But, that was pretty insane. And I talked about it last week. The other Gordon, Zach, as I like to call him, is very good at super speedway racing, but I didn't expect that. But either way, though, Evo was guaranteed after that, obviously, to be in this main event. Or be in the heat race, not main event, what am I talking about? But with that being the case, it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to potentially dominate, or if he's going to potentially kind of struggle a little bit, since it's been a while since he's ran trucks, but I'm honestly excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be honest, Evo, the man knows how to drive. He won a championship. You don't win championships based on not having skill. So the guy knows how to drive, but last week, I don't know if he just had the incorrect setup in. I don't know if I don't know. There's so many factors. The problem is at Daytona, there's so many factors. You know, obviously it was clear he lost the draft and everything from the main pack, but the guy that passed him was absolutely mobbing around that track. Made that last lap pass coming out of the last corner to make the main event. So, yeah, these heat races, this is the first time we're going to see it actually pay off, James, with a points-paying race. I mean, this is huge. And we're already seeing how these new rules are already playing effect on people.
Oh yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie. I'm assuming by new rules you mean the heats. Yeah, these new rules obviously, like you said, gonna play an effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these heats again, something we've never done before. The first time that we're gonna see it, and obviously we're gonna be seeing it live. People at home gonna be watching it live. I mean, this is gonna get very interesting. And I know from the heats we saw Daytona how action-packed they were, but I feel like that might not be the case. They might be more action-packed or less action-packed, since it's just one heat race. There's gonna be, I think, 8 people in this as well.
Correct.
But I feel like with it just being one heat race, I feel like it's not gonna be as action-packed. I don't know, man. It's still, I feel like, something that's gonna be an unknown here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, going off of the whole Daytona with those heat races and the main event, the top 10 that finished the main event last week in the Truck Series, they were guaranteed to make this race here tonight. The rest of the 6 spots, you mentioned it, 8 drivers have got to race their way in, but there's only 6 spots available. So 2 guys, unfortunately, are not going to be able to make the main event, and I know for a fact Evo is really hoping he is not one of those. You do not want to start the season off. I know last week was not a points-paying race, but mentally, you do not want to start the season off with 2 straight races of not making the main event, because that now is truly going to hurt, because you're not going to get as many points as you possibly could. You're still going to get points, but you're not going to get as many. Even if you finish last in the main event, it's still more than you will get by missing it. So you do not want to start off by missing 2 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, if you miss, when you miss last week's main event, it's not that bad. I don't know if that's just copium for me, because I did so in Cup. Or we both did it in Cup, actually. We're brothers when it comes to missing the main event for Cup for Daytona. But it wasn't that bad, because it wasn't necessarily a points-paying race. The only points that were being paid out was the 2 playoff points for someone who won the main event. It's just the top 10 was the reward of being locked into the main event for this week. But now, if you miss the main event, you're only going to get 25 points in total. While that just means that the people who's in the main event, they're going to be above you, and it's going to take some time for you to be able to lock yourself in to that top 10. Because you're just going to be missing out on all of those points that these drivers are going to get through the stations and the end of the race.
Oh, absolutely, and we are not going to talk about that Cup heat race at all. Yeah, we're not going to that. But yeah, absolutely. You know, you talked about the 2 points being awarded to the winner. That is huge, but it's not a deal breaker. You miss this race, especially if you miss next race. That is where it really starts to hurt you. We're still waiting on them to get the heat and everything figured out so we can bring you guys the heat. Now, last week it was different. We didn't have a field set, so that is why last week at Daytona there were 2 different heat races. This week and moving forward throughout the rest of the season, there will only be 1 heat race. So you mentioned about the intensity. I think it's going to vary on the track, if I'm not mistaken, Dale. These guys tonight have 26 laps. That is a decent amount of time, no matter where you're starting, to work your way up. I mean, only 2 guys aren't advancing. So that is ample opportunity and ample time to work your way into that advancing position. But when some of these tracks that we go to later, I mean, you're talking just a handful of laps. So I think it varies really on what track and just how many laps are in these heats.
Oh yeah, no, I was definitely agreeing, or more towards your side on that. I mean, again, Iowa, 26 laps. Yeah, it's kind of short, but you do have 26 laps. There is a decent amount of time for you to make up ground. So that's not gonna be as bad. You starting last, you could technically speaking go up to first and maybe like 13 laps, even less time than that, depending on how everything happens. But then you go to like races like I don't know, Road America.
Yes.
There's only gonna be a few laps in there, and
Yep.
Road America's tough. The intensity for that race is gonna be very amped up. So yeah, I definitely agree. It depends on the track, and I mean, I think it also depends on where we're at in the season. If people need those points in a hurry, or if people are gonna be, I guess it just depends on where we're at the season.
All right, we are good to accept those invites, James. Let's bring these guys heat number 1 for this season. So 26 laps here in this heat. Ample opportunity to get up there, especially with this being a multi-groove racetrack. This is huge. You can run that high side. You just got to be careful with it. You can run that bottom. So that is going to keep the racing more intense here in this heat race. 2 guys, unfortunately, are not going to make the main event. 6 transfer spots, 8 drivers. Who is going to make the first points-paying race of the season? 26 laps, James. That's all they get.
This is gonna be one interesting show, even though, unfortunately, they are starting before you even joined. But yeah.
Yes, sir. Now, just to point out there, that 3 truck, do not pay attention to. He is not in this transfer spot. He is already guaranteed to make the race. So that 3 truck way out back is not a driver we are going to be paying attention to right now, but one we are is that number 2 of Gordon. He's trying to work that high side, and we talked about it, James. Evo, right now, finds himself leading into turn number 3.
I mean, yeah, you can say he's leading, but this man has a battle on.
Oh, we got a contact out back to 7, a sheepdog. And that may bring out a caution. Damaged trucks, I believe that is going to be our first caution, and it is. That is something I completely forgot till he went head straight into the wall, James. They have got damage on tonight. That is something we have not seen in this league in a very long time. Well, that 7 truck just found out it was on.
Oh, yeah, not even just that 7 truck, if I'm not mistaken, Build of the 58 or 68, whichever one at 58, he got damage from that as well. I don't know what necessarily happened between those 2, but those 2 obviously got together, and yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yes, it was. Already on lap 2, seeing mayhem. Pits are open. 26 laps. You don't have to pit, but you want those fresh tires.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's nothing much to talk about this. I don't know where I was going with this.
All right. We have got Evo leading him onto pit road. Apparently, he led him back to the line. I missed that, so apparently Evo retaking that lead. He wants to try and make sure he does not miss this main event here tonight. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is something to really worth noting, but I'm going to say it anyways. The 7 is Sheepdog. Like, obviously, this is difference with damage being on. No matter what, you're going to be like, when you start rolling, you're going to be slow. This dude literally came into pit road way after these guys came down pit road. It's going to be interesting. Also, Evo has some damage, apparently. At least I see some damage from his truck.
Absolutely.
And that back bumper being used.
Yeah, Jay Black's got a ton of damage on the front of his car.
Wow.
Yeah, like you said, Evo, that left front is all caved in, and the rear of that car, and Buckstopper with a little bit of pit strategy here is now he's going to take the lead of this thing.
I mean, so I practiced earlier today with Pierce, Austin, Ryuku, and Buckstopper. I didn't practice much because obviously I'm not racing, but there are strategies being talked around and all that. Short pitting was one of them, and short pitting is not that bad of an idea. Or even like taking right side tires only. There's only a few laps has been ran, so I mean, in a sense, why not take a shot? I don't know if you ever practiced with taking just 2 right side tires only. in like this circumstance. But I mean, if this works, then he's just gonna look like a genius, honestly.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. But the question is, and the key word in that phrase you just said, James, if. Well, we are about to find out as the green flag is about to drop for the second time here in this heat race. 22 laps to go. Or, I'm sorry, 23. And Buckstopper does not get going on that inside. Stacks them all up behind him. Evo and the 17 do.
Well, yeah, how about that 17 truck, though? Keystone also making a return here, though. Love to see it.
Absolutely, and he is trying to make that high line work. I'm not sure how how good it's going to work on these cold, fresh tires, but we talked about that if. Well, now Buckstopper has got his hands full as he is right now just 2 trucks above that cutoff line for the advancement.
Yeah, and going back to the outside with cold tires for a bit, they can most definitely work as Buckstopper nearly lost coming out the corner. They can most definitely work. It just depends on where you run. I preferably, like I usually do, at least in turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 for like a little bit.
Oh, Keystone into the wall, 3 wide through the tri-oval.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing about running high, right?
Yep.
You can hit that wall pretty easier, huh? It sucks, but yeah, no, it can work. It just depends on how you run it, where you run it, and if you hit that seam or not. That definitely plays a factor.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't overdrive the corner, or your right side of that truck meets that wall, and you can't lay back in the corner either because other guys are running that high line and they're going to drive it in deep, and you're going to, with this damage being turned on, you're risking a ton of damage by being ran over by the guy behind. But Keystone right now still finds himself in that transfer spot, so he's doing something right.
Someone who isn't, though, is Buckstopper.
No.
He's fighting to get back in the first transfer spot, but I think I don't know who he's fighting. He might be fighting Sheepdog.
He's fighting Sheepdog in that 7.
Yeah.
Oh, contact made between them.
Ooh, and there goes Sheepdog into the wall. And,
that was an interesting move, and now the 58 is on that bubble.
58's the 12th truck's technically on the bubble.
Well, I meant like making it. The bubble making it.
Bubble making it.
Yeah, it came out. Just go with it, damn it.
Oh,
Sheepdog's around.
Oh boy, I heard that one. That was not something you could
caution. How many laps are left? How many laps are left?
Doesn't look like it's an caution though. We keep green, it looks like.
11 laps to go. We stay green. Only 1 truck lost it, so.
Yeah.
So you hate to see that, but unless we get another caution here in these last remaining 10 laps, that is pretty much going to keep Sheepdog from advancing to the main event. But Jay Black, the man who had a pretty solid season last year, James, finds himself running in second right now, trying to make the main event.
Oh yeah, and he's under pressure with from Zach, the other Gordon here. But let's be honest here. I'm pretty sure Zach and Jay Black have been catching up to Evo a little, because I'm pretty sure Evo was farther out in front than where they are right now. So Jay Black, Zach, they're catching up along with, I think that's Eastwood, who's making his series debut.
Yes, sir. And that purple, was that 52? I can't see. I don't remember. 68. I knew it was 60-something. I just couldn't never remember what that truck number is. But yeah, 68, making his debut. Buckstopper still right on the bubble of advancing. He's getting a little bit of a gap between himself now and the other truck, the 52. But he is still right there. That's the last thing you want to see right now if you are Buckstopper.
Yeah, I think, honestly, the tires are starting to even out a little bit. I think that's kind of why you see him pulling away. It seems like the 2 right side tires are did not work out so well, unless he just played it wrong. But yeah, I just don't think it played out well. But right now he's pulling away. Like I said, I think.
Oh, Sheepdog is stopped down the backstretch.
And he's gone.
He
problems.
Must have lagged. Nope, he's lagging bad because now he's back up here amongst the leaders. So, he's going to lose it. don't know.
Wow.
Everyone's going to miss him, though.
It did not look like that on my screen. That's... I don't know. That's interesting.
That was
But
interesting.
I don't know, though, because J-Dog's not with Keystone. So I don't know. And Sheepdog is slow again.
I
on the
wonder
track.
if they're... I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I missed a lot of that. But I'm wondering if there wasn't any kind of retaliation that led to that.
Yeah, I wonder as well. Well, he just lagged again.
I don't know
wonder if
what
maybe
is happening with that
retaliation.
7 truck.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because he's lagging, right?
Right.
So if you can't necessarily make that assumption,
Mhm.
you know we most definitely can because we're analysts and why not? It's more fun that way. But at the end of the day, we don't know. But I think when he went up in front, it did screw some people over. Evo's now back to third.
Yep.
Zach is in front. Eastwood's in second. J-Black's just got around Keystone again for fourth. So those two at least lost some time.
How many laps left now? 4? Coming to 3?
I think Sheepdog's finally down pit road. Yeah, Sheepdog's down pit road, so I think his day is over. I don't think he's able to rebound from this.
Oh, absolutely. With 3 laps to go, manual cautions are off. Only cautions are game cautions now. Hate to say it, but your chances of making the main event are done as the 68 is lagging real bad too. That is Eastwood making his debut with 2 laps to go here. Now, Buckstopper has got a huge gap of time behind him now,
Man.
and he is in that final transfer spot to the main event.
Yeah, 58 hit the wall, looks like. So, I don't know what happened necessarily there. If I had to assume he just tried to get more ground than he can get and just hit the wall as a result.
He's
But
still up against that inside wall. But white flag is in the air here for heat race number 1 of the season. We're saying it's the season because this is the first actual points-paying race of the season. Gordon, one of the rookies, 8 different rookies this season, James, is going to get a mireful of the 68, but he is going to hold him off for heat race 1, number 1 win, and it is going to go to Buckstopper grabbing the final transfer spot.
yeah, Bill ended up paying in right before he went to start or finish line to take the white flag himself. So he basically just gave up at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly though, the drivers we have advancing, those drivers are pretty good.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll be honest, those drivers are gonna be pretty good. They're gonna give a fight to the guys who are already in the main event. So I'm excited for that.
Absolutely, yes, sir. But the 2 of Gordon getting it done for his first NEXXTCAR career heat win, racing his way into the main event here tonight. Top 6 drivers from this heat race advanced. Well, he was one of them. And then Buckstopper grabbing that last transfer spot. That is huge for Buckstopper. You know, that's huge for anybody. But when you're Buckstopper, who, let's be honest, kind of struggled a little bit last season. You know, I know it wasn't really his own doing, but he caught COVID, was in the hospital for a while. So not at all any of his doing. But when you are, you know, out of the race for that long and then to come in here in the first race of the season, you actually have to race your way in and you succeed in that, that is a huge momentum booster. But these guys, we are going to step away here for a quick 45-second break. You are not going to miss any of the remaining pre-race show here tonight. We are going to bring it to you here in a couple of seconds. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. back here to the NEXXTCAR pre-race, getting in here, talking to two of your drivers here tonight who were already guaranteed to make the main event. Let's get them in here and let's talk to your two NEXXTCAR Truck Series multi-champions. Tennessee, you got us up here in the booth, buddy.
What's up, Ronnie?
Not much, man. All right. Start of Season 7. First points-paying race. The crapshoot at Daytona is over and behind you. How do you focus on tonight and starting this season off on the right foot and bringing home that third championship trophy?
Well, it's just about no pressure. I mean, it's the first, major race of the year. This is the one that everybody's going to get points and stuff. Didn't have any pressure, didn't have to be in the heat race tonight, so just no mistakes. I think the goal tonight is to make sure you stay in the top 10 for next week in points. So getting stage points and getting a good finish, that way you don't have to do the heat next week, is key. So I'm just kind of looking to have a good race, and probably about a top 5 finish I'll be pretty happy with.
Absolutely. How confident are you going into tonight's race?
I like Iowa personally. It's a track that has multiple grooves, so you got to be careful. You can easily spin out here if you make a mistake. But recent history shows that Pierce is a really strong competitor here, so I'm sure he'll be really fast. But I don't know. I might have some fun tonight. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, good luck to you, and who knows, we could be talking to you from Victory Lane at the end of this one, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. And now moving on to your other multi-truck series champion, Nick. You got the championship done in seasons 1 and 2. Last season, it looked like it could be your year going back to that number 3 truck, but Tennessee was just able to get it done there when it mattered most. How do you start this season off here tonight on the right foot and put Tennessee back in the back burner and get yourself the 3rd championship?
Yeah, we just gotta be really consistent this season again, and give ourselves a shot. Going into the last round, then in that championship round. So just take one race at a time and be smooth. It's the first race of the season, so really just gotta take one race at a time. Get good finishes week in and week out.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. One race at a time, no doubt about it, because you guys have one heck of a schedule ahead of you guys. 200 laps here tonight. How do you feel about it?
Don't have any practice. I usually run pretty good at Iowa, so I like the track. I like the short track feel of the track. I'm hoping decent top 5 would be good. I'm going to take some big swings at the setup, and hopefully I can hit on something. And make ourselves a threat for the win tonight.
Absolutely. Well, you never know. You could be parking that 3 truck in Victory Lane at the end of this one, buddy.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Thanks, Ron.
Yes, sir. All right, James. So, Season 7, we just talked to 2 of our multi-champion, the only multi-champions we have in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. They talked about how it's going to take tonight to get this season started off on the right foot. Let's start it off with Tennessee. The guy, back-to-back championships, getting it done last season. How do you think his season is going to look as we go to start it out?
I mean, I personally think he's gonna, at least in the beginning, he's gonna most definitely try to ride the momentum as much as he can. I don't think it'll be that difficult. I mean, he's shown to have a lot of speed in this league, and even he's even shown to get better as well. So I think he'll be able to ride on the momentum, be able to get into the playoffs somewhat, no doubt, undoubtedly. I only say somewhat because I never want to just say anything is guaranteed, right? Because we truly don't know. We truly don't know what's going to happen. But I do think he's going to get into the playoffs. I think he has a decent chance for making the championship 4, honestly.
Yes, sir. And how about Nick? Returning back to the 3 truck again this season. So trying to ride that on the high wave.
When I was looking back for going back into like seasons 3, 2, and all that for doing some stuff, well, just say to the viewers, I saw like how fast he was. I saw how fast some other people were. But Nick's speed, honestly, like I knew Nick won the first 2 championships, but his speed genuinely surprised me a little.
Mm-hmm.
And I only say that because I never really much was there for when he was dominating NEXXTCAR, right? So that's why I say it surprised me a little. But I truly think if he can return to that form, he can most definitely play a big factor in winning this championship in season 7. I know we have new people here, but like when he was in his prime, in his form, he could compete with even when he was in his prime. I feel like so, kind of. Evo was pretty good in his prime, but he can most definitely compete if he can return to that form. Everyone might as well watch out because he is not going to be easy to beat if he does.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that was his mentality with going back to that 3 truck. But yeah, last season, it started out looking good. It looked like it might just go back into the hands of Nick. Well, Tennessee, when it mattered most, stepped it up. There is no doubt about it. But 25 drivers here tonight are looking to start this season off on the high note and get their first season win out of the way. Let's go ahead and let's meet your 25 drivers who are looking to add themselves to the list of NEXXTCAR champions.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
I don't care what they all say. That's right, I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah, I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah, one day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb. You know we're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track. In addiction to the fact that we're winning, still we lack something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Yeah, that's the mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
All right, James. 25 drivers in this league this season are going to battle with one of, if not the most difficult schedule they have ever had to deal with here in the Truck Series.
Oh my gosh. I don't remember who I said this to, but I think it was Zach and Ryuku, Austin, whatever you want to call him. Because they were looking over the schedule, I was like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not racing that truck schedule. Because, oh my gosh, that's so difficult. You have 3 road courses in which 2 of them, in my opinion, are not that easy in Road America Mid-Ohio. And then you have Canadian Tire, which is the other one. I mean, to me, it's somewhat easy, but it's not Watkins Glen easy. That's difficult. And then you have the other regular difficult tracks like Darlington in there. So that also plays a wrench in it. It's going to be so difficult. But you know what? I'm excited to see what type of racing he's going to put on for us. So that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, absolutely. And when I made the schedule, that is honestly kind of what I had in mind. You know, I knew for a fact Indianapolis was coming back. That was one of the best races we saw last season. You know, and then every season, every league goes to Watkins Glen. So it was like, you know what, that thing's coming off. We're throwing some other road courses on there. We're throwing some tracks that we don't normally go to, and then we're taking some tracks that have always been in the playoffs out of the playoffs. Dover, no longer in the playoffs, at least on the Cup Series side. Trucks, it is still. Talladega's back. Richmond, back as the cutoff race. So that always proves to be very interesting. Richmond is kind of like another Iowa Speedway, just a little more on the smaller scale.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely difficult tracks, and yeah, I don't know. There's much else to comment on it. I do have one thing to.
Yep, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, looks like they got done with qualifying. Looks like I think it was Eastwood, like lagged out or something in that. But yeah, they're done with qualifying. They're just waiting for the results of who's gonna get pole and who's not.
Absolutely, and the championship race back at Atlanta. So that is awesome. 3 races per round in both playoff round number 1 and 2 and the championship round. So we saw last season it was only 2 races in each round. Well, it created quite a bit of controversy there. So we decided to go back to the 3-race format. So definitely something that you don't see a lot of leagues out there doing, which is something that makes us very distinctive from, you know, other leagues. And 3 races back in each round. But like you said, they have just finished up qualifying. Who's on the board?
And 10 Titan is the pole sitter for this race with Blake Thomas on the outside.
Yeah, Blake Thomas making his return as well to NEXXTCAR tonight. Obviously, was the field was set, the top 10, by the finishers of last weekend. Well, you know what? After this race, it goes by the top 10 in points. So you may finish in the top 10 tonight, but you are not guaranteed to make the race by the time the playoff points and everything else get added in. So that is definitely something that a lot of these drivers are going to have to keep an eye on tonight as well, James. You've got to remember where exactly you are.
Yeah, and I personally think with how this format is for the season, with how the season's formatted, it just basically makes points even more valuable. Like, usually at the beginning of the season, we would be like, oh, get as much points as you can, but don't completely worry if you don't get all that much points. You'll have time to make it up. With this, it just makes points much more valuable. You're in a sense like, okay, don't completely worry about getting so many points, but you still want to get the 10 most points in this race just so you can make it, just so you can guarantee yourself in the main event.
Oh, absolutely. You know, these points are extremely crucial. Yep. But yeah, 200 laps here tonight at Iowa. Let's get it. Who's your pick, James? First points paying race of the season. Who do you have coming out here and starting this season off on the right foot?
Honestly, 10 mentioned him in his pre-race. I'm gonna have to go with Pierce. I mean, he was very fast. I mean, yeah, he was very fast last season. He had enough speed to contend with King Henry, D-Blood, 2 of the top 3 drivers who are not here this season. But so I think he'll be able to get it done again.
I like that pick. I like that. Let's see here. Who am I going to go with? I don't know. There's a lot of good drivers, especially last season. I mean, towards the end of the season, we saw several drivers like Toby really pick it up. I mean, the dude, honestly, we would have to looked at the points a lot harder. But had he have not made the mistakes at Dover, I think he would have probably been walking out of last season with that championship in hand. So, honestly, my big pick tonight is that 52 truck of Toby.
Yeah. Oh, what just happened here? The race has started, but people are back.
Yes, they messed up the invite, so we're going to be getting a brand new invite. And talking about Toby, the guy got it done last week in the clash at Daytona. I'm looking here, it's the W Clash at Daytona, so I mixed Daytona and W together. But yes, Tobster getting it done last week, getting that quote-unquote win out of the way. It wasn't a points-paying race, but it got him 2 playoff points, which we have seen, Dale, just how crucial each and every point is. I mean, the championship last season came down to mere points.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at some point you mentioned this. I think probably in the award ceremony for NEXXTCAR. I'm pretty sure you mentioned that in the second round, the playoff points you get from the regular season and the first round all of those will now carry over to the second round. So getting these playoff points now will help you even more when you get into playoffs, not just for the first round, but you also get help for the second round. And honestly, I know a lot of people didn't like it. I was one of those, if I'm being honest. I wasn't completely a fan of it, but I am glad that now they are doing it.
I'm sorry, I was dealing with some stuff here. My bad. Would you mind saying that again? I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. I've done the same thing before, so it's whatever. With the fact that now in season 7, that the playoff points you get from the regular season and a round of 1, they now carry over to round 2. I feel like that just makes them even more valuable to get than what they were in previous seasons.
Oh, absolutely, yes, sir. So hopefully now they are getting everything set up here. So, all right, well, while we're waiting on the lobby and everything to get up, we're going to step away here for a quick 45-second break. You are not going to miss any of the action. After the drop of the green flag, we will be right back here to bring you the start of Iowa. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. James, 200 laps here tonight. This could be a very interesting race, especially with those grooves that these drivers are going to have to deal with here tonight.
Yeah, honestly, one of the big factors I feel like for people who are going to be fast is your truck going to be able to use or be able to run multiple lanes? Like, if someone's using the lane that that you usually use, will you be able to run a different lane to try and get around them, or will you just have to really fight him to get that spot on the track?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and these guys are not racing right now. They are forming up, doing one pace lap, getting their positions filled. 16 drivers have got to get it organized right here, right now. Your defending series champion, back-to-back champion, Tennessee Titan, starting on the pole with that 16 truck right next side of him.
Yeah, and right behind him, if I'm not mistaken, that is Evo. Now, I know the fans haven't seen it around him, but I know we have. There's a friendly rivalry. I just say friendly because they don't hate each other. But Ted's been kind of talking that stuff to Evo, and Evo's been kind of firing back. So
yes,
this
sir.
is going to be very exciting to watch throughout the season.
Yes, sir, and here we are to the first green flag of the season. Tennessee did not get going. Blake Thomas did not get going. Everything stacks up behind him. The inside line really fanning out here heading into one.
Well then, this is not how you like to start off a season, if I'm being honest with you. Even though he still has the lead, interesting. That's all I have to say. It's interesting.
And there is already a ton of trucks out here who have damage on the front of their trucks, which you got to wonder. Some of these guys, Buck Stopper has got quite a bit of damage to the front of that. Is there any damage to that radiator? Damage is on now for certain tracks. Obviously, super speedways, it isn't. But tonight, these mile shorter tracks, damage is on. So that is something these guys are going to have to deal with.
16 hit the wall, and he was in third and nearly took out some more people, but he was able to put it back into the wall, make sure a wreck did not happen. But it was close. It was close, for sure.
And here comes Evo. Tennessee trying to make that middle line work a little bit. Evo glued to that yellow line. We saw Evo struggling at Daytona. made the transfer spot here in this heat race, and now he is just absolutely filling up the mirror of Tennessee, and he is side by side for the lead out of 2.
Yeah, one thing I do want to mention, and I was kind of hoping to mention this before, but I didn't. I've obviously, I said it before in this stream, I went back through past seasons as Evo. This looks like going to be passing 10 for that leading, about to clear him. That, I went back, looked at some races, and we have 3 previous winners here from Iowa. Evo's one of them. Pierce is another one who won Season 5. And then we have Keystone who won Season 4. So any of those drivers could all win this race. And obviously, Evo's already showing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we got the 99 of Ole Michelson joining in that battle. He wants a little bit of this lead. Oh, he's all over the back of Tennessee.
Look, I just like the starting pack right here. It's just, there are some new faces here. There's some old faces, there's also some new faces here that we have not seen now trying to, make their names here. And obviously one of them being Ole Michelson. Actually, he might be the only one if I'm not mistaken now, because I think other rookies are not there. But looks like he's going to try to pass for second.
Give me 1 second here.
Uh-oh.
We're getting word. First caution of the season is out at the line. It is going to be the Evo B leading them back. It was a lag spike bringing it out for the first caution of the season. And that is huge for several of these guys that can now get this damage fixed.
And Eastwood looks to blown an engine, is now out of the race.
Man, he lasted about 7 laps. We talked about it, and he has a bunch of damage to the front of that truck, it looks like a little bit, sitting there on pit road. So that radiator must have had enough. But they are making their first pit stops of the season. Evo B leading them on the pit road. We're going to step away for a quick 30-second break. You're not going to miss any of the action here in the side-by-side NEXXTCAR Network. Oh, shit. Pit stops are done. Evo leading Tennessee and the rest of the field here through 3 and 4. Back to the Geico restart line. Nick in the 3 behind Tennessee. The 99 of Ole Michelson behind Evo. Will they have a better launch on this restart? Nick already making it 3 wide on the restart.
Wow. That was
Tennessee with a terrible restart as well.
That something must have happened there, like miscommunication or something. I don't know, because Ole Michelson did not go. It was just all chaos right there.
Yeah.
But one person that benefited though was Pierce. He was 6th, now the 4th. I know he was kind of further back, and now he is there in the mix.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the first real race of the season. I mean, they were at Daytona last week, but Daytona's Daytona, and these drivers have got to get those first race nerves out of their systems, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing a little bit of a product of is Tobster way up the track here in 3 and 4. And I am loving that 52 truck. That thing is badass.
Now I have to look at it.
Oh, dude, go look at it. You will not be disappointed.
Oh, yeah, no, I like the combination of red, white, and black. If I was going to pick any 3 colors, it would probably be those colors to make a car. Yeah, that is just substitute red for purple, but, like, it looks good. It looks good.
Ooh, the 2 slips up there. They're 3 wide. Tobster into the wall.
Oh,
Oh, he's going to lose it. The 38 of J Black's going to get in it. So does the 34 Tater on the front stretch. I believe we are going to have our second caution. And we do.
Game caution.
And now Toadster's truck is destroyed.
Well, that's not really much what you like to see here.
No, it is not. Especially
But
with that 52 truck being my pick to win tonight.
no, but at least on the bright side, you get to at least fix some of it. I don't think you can fix the radiator. So if you got damage on the radiator, you're screwed for the race.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he damaged the truck enough to fix for the radiator to go bad. But I could be wrong though. Who knows, right?
And something I want to point out real quick before we go back to green is Tennessee had that terrible restart. Well, now he finds himself back here in the 5th position. So this is going to be very interesting. And how the 16 of Blake Thomas, who I believe must not have pitted, is now your leader, bringing him back to the green flag.
Oh, no, he pitted. He just took 2 tires.
Okay, so a little bit of a strategy game plan already tonight.
Yeah, strategy. He's doing something that Buckstopper tried doing, but this time it looks like he might be able to pull it off a little better than what Buckstopper did in the heat.
The 15 of Ryuku, we have got a traffic jam in front of him.
Oh
7 cars, bumper to bumper, 3 wide through the front stretch chicane. Ryuku has carnage in front of him and behind him. It is an absolute parking lot in front of him. 3 wide through 1 and 2.
Ooh, Evo came up. I probably not on purpose either. Probably tried to give room to the 16. Didn't realize 23 of Pierce was on the high side of him, but that worked out for Evo. He's in the lead again.
And it is not working out for Ryuku. He is dropping back big time, trying to make that middle line work. He's got the 17 of Keystone on his outside and the 1 of Gordon on the inside, but all 16 drivers under a blanket right now. Nick's around, taking out the 99. The 38 with them of Jay Black, who just cannot catch a break here tonight.
Wow, that honestly sucks. That sucks. This is not going well at all. Oh my gosh.
No, it is not. I think we're waiting on it to come from the race control, but I think we're gonna have a replay of that.
Oh, I know what happened. So if you don't have a replay, I can most definitely tell you what happened.
Oh, we do. Nick just got on that apron a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, and around they went.
And then
It
just
happens.
nothing good after that. But you know what? That is just a product of that side-by-side 8 drivers in that front pack under a blanket. That is just a product of that type of racing. I mean, these guys here in stage 1 are going for all the marbles.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, though. Why are we seeing a lot of 3 wide early in the race?
I don't know, and here comes Keystone taking the lead.
Yeah, I think he probably also took 2 tires as well, since Blake did so, and worked out for him.
It didn't really work out for Blake Thomas.
It did. Well, I think he didn't get much of a net gain or net loss, so I think he figured he'd try his hand at it. But I just wonder though, are people, because at Daytona we've seen people early on be a little too aggressive to begin the race, right? Because there's no need to be as aggressive as they were. And now it's almost like they're kind of doing the same thing in a sense. Mm-hmm. Especially at Iowa, like it's wide, it's kind of wide, but like I don't know if it's a necessity for it to be 3 wide. As I think that's Gordon almost hit the inside wall. But
back down there, and he's gonna slide up in front of Tater.
Yeah, that. I mean, I can't necessarily fault Gordon. It was just Big Tater almost seemed like they tried to do a crossover and. Probably unintentional crossover, if I had to guess, but yeah, I think it. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not intentional though.
Gordon 24. Oh, he was making the high line work just as I was about to say that, and he's gonna take out several guys with him. Oh man, just as I was saying, he was somewhat making that high line work. Well, he beat me to it, and he just caused a parking lot coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, and I think right now this is a product of cautions, precautions.
Yep.
Like, obviously, 16 drivers is. I mean, I'm gonna say this because it's true. We're not necessarily professionals. This is a fun league, so we can't necessarily expect these drivers to be like so perfect with how everything is. Obviously, hitting the wall happens, but also like people's reaction times are not gonna be the greatest. Again, we're not professionals, so I think at this point, with how close people are together, it's just cautions, precautions. I think soon as the field gets spread out a little more, we'll probably see less of it. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I will say though, I think they were a little less aggressive this run. It was just a unfortunate circumstance of the two hitting the wall and getting some other cars. But other than that racing was a little better in my opinion. I'm just saying.
Oh,
That's from a
absolutely.
driver's perspective.
Oh, absolutely. It's a much cleaner race. Let's go ahead and take a replay of what exactly transpired. All is good down the backstretch. Through 3 and 4, it was all good, but then coming out of 4, he just got on that seam right there, up into the wall, came down, just nowhere to go for everyone behind him who were just involved in it all. But Pierce, the guy you said is great at this track, and he was your pick, well, he led these guys onto pit road.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna necessarily lead him back off of pit road because I think Tuck may have took some 2 tires.
Buckstopper, the 20, also a little bit of a pit strategy. It's looking like
15 as well. Yeah, I think 3 people took 2 tires.
that is a very interesting call.
Yeah, and honestly, there's this one thing that I do like about more people being in a league race. You have more of a chance for this stuff to happen, which means if you're someone like in Tuck's position who's the leader, you have a little bit of a buffer to get away from the people who have 4 tires. So you can go and make strategies like this without getting burnt on them as much.
Oh, 33.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know it's like,
but my big thing is there's still 33 laps to go in this stage. I mean, that's a long way of wanting your tires to last. I mean, 2 tires and another terrible restart by Pierce in that outside line. So these guys just cannot get these restarts down here tonight. And we saw on lap 1 where it caused a ton of damage to several of those guys in the back. Well, now Pierce is going to drive it down to the bottom.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad for the outside line as Ryuku in the 15 was actually the starting truck on the outside and just went to the inside as soon as he crossed the start-finish line. It was just more Buckstopper who was behind the 20 truck. Didn't get a good launch when Tuck launched off the restart zone. So, yeah.
And now Nick, in that 3 truck, finds himself way back here in the thick of it all, in 12th on the outside of Jay Black in that 38.
I just saw I just saw Keystone and Evo kind of bumper to bumper there out the corner. Might have been the game. And I'm honestly just making a joke out of this. I don't think it's that serious. But I honestly thought they were about to hit the wall for a second. Obviously they didn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah, now the 16 of Blake Thomas. We saw a couple pit stops ago. Tried some pit strategy. Didn't work. And now he is all the way back here, all the way in the back behind Nick back here in 14th. So my man up here has got a lot of work to do, and so does our pole sitter in that 4 truck, a Tennessee Titan.
Yeah, someone who doesn't have to is Pierce. He just got by Tuck for the lead again, and now he's probably going to zoom off as second is obviously on 2 tires. Ryuku's battling to keep third, who is also on 2 tires, so he's going to have a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, and very heartbreaking end of the season last season for Tuck. He came so close, just 2 points. That's it, just 2 points is what kept him from walking out of Season 6, a NEXXTCAR Truck Series champion. And now he has got to try and bring that same performance from last season to this season. So it's going to be interesting to see just how this season goes, for Tuck in that 20 truck.
Yeah, I think he'll do well. I think he'll be able to bounce back. I don't think Tuck's going to be someone to just not, stay in a sad mindset because he lost the championship by 2 points. It might have been 2 weeks ago since it happened, or 3 weeks ago since it happened, but I'm pretty sure he'll be able to bounce back. And, something that proves it is that he's not letting Pierce get away even though he's on 2 tires.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes, sir. And then we got one of the rookies, old Michelson, right behind him. Jay Black way up the track in 3 and 4. He's going to keep it out of the walls. Everyone's going to scramble around him.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, it's not a surprise. Field's getting more spread out. There's not... I'm going to say this. If I jinx it, I jinx it. But hasn't been caution since the field's been spread out like this.
No, and I think old Michelson is about one more nose cut off from Tuck away from putting that 20 truck up into the wall. That's been 2 laps in a row now going into 3 that old Michelson's been underneath that 20 truck, and Tuck just kind of takes that line away from him, cutting his nose off there a little bit. So that's going to definitely be something we keep an eye on to see just how much longer old Michelson's patience really kind of stays, as Tuck is really now starting to create a gap.
Yep. I mean, honestly, we're also seeing a little bit of a gap here between, like, the first pack, and then you have the second pack that's kind of led by Nick. He's trying to get away from it, and then 10, he's on the end of the first pack. It almost seems like you're starting to see who are the drivers that might be able to contend for this win compared to some of the drivers that might not have as much of a chance compared to win, depending on if they can make the right adjustments or not.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the guy that is leading the second pack here, essentially, the 3 truck. And Nick, we heard him in pre-race. He said he's throwing everything at this setup, which to me sounds like he's not confident in this setup. He doesn't know exactly what to run. So I definitely look for him to get more speed as this race goes on, figuring out what exactly that truck needs. But yeah, he just did not exactly sound too confident in that pre-race interview. But now he is back to the back bumper of Tennessee, creating a little bit of a gap between himself and Buckstopper. As now I believe that is Tuck going to the outside of Buckstopper in the 52.
That is Toaster.
Or Toaster, God. I'll get it right. I always get those 2 mixed up. Tuck and Toaster. One of y'all need to change your PSN. I don't care who, but one of y'all got to change it.
I guess it doesn't help that Toaster took Tuck's old number. But yeah, going back to the point on Nick, I was gonna mention, I just didn't know how to go into it. Nick did mention, like you said, that he was gonna throw the kitchen sink. He was gonna try a lot of things. So yeah, I do feel like at the end of this race, he is gonna be someone to really keep an eye on, because he's gonna try to throw the kitchen sink at it, which could either mean that his truck is gonna have so much speed, or it might be at the back of the pack. Anything can happen when you try to change your truck. It just depends on if you get the right adjustments or the wrong adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. But Tennessee has now got a mirror full of that 3 truck. But back up to the front, Pierce Posse is starting to get a little bit of a gap between himself and that 20 of Tuck.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jinx people. I'm sorry.
And Tuck's got a nice little gap between himself and old Michelson. And Buckstopper all over the back bumper of Keystone in that 17 truck. Keystone making his return, as you mentioned earlier in the heat race, making his return to NEXXTCAR. Gordon now on his outside with the 34 Tater behind them in last position. But, you know, these guys right now might be struggling, but once we actually get, you know, their setups in and everything, I'll look for some of these guys to get a little more speed. I mean, Gordon definitely had some speed last season. Keystone, we know Keystone, he's a prior winner. Yeah, I think you said he's won here before at Iowa, so he knows how to get it done here.
Yeah, season 4, and I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised he's kind of this far back. Like, I know it's the beginning of the race, but we did have a few cautions, so we did put some setups in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he needs to make an adjustment or if he did get everything in, but it is still a little surprising. But like I said, on the beginning of the race, you have plenty of time to rebound and get up there towards the end.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir. Not only has he won here at Iowa, he is a multi-race winner here in the Truck Series as well. But Pierce Posse continues to show them the way, as we have got Gordon way down on the apron. It looks like he might be trying to make a green flag pit stop here in that 2 truck.
One thing that is to be said, I don't know if you've done anything like research-wise about pit stops and all that, or how much fuel a truck has, but you basically have like 32 to 33
Wait a minute,
laps.
did we forget that?
Wow, we never did.
I
track
think I
details or
forgot that
anything.
again. I know we missed it last week too. Damn it.
Yeah, but one thing that is worth mentioning, they only have like 32 to 33 laps in gas, and when they came to the green flag, they had 32 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
And tires wear a little quicker depending on how you run your truck. They will wear quicker than the amount of gas you would have, I guess. Basically, meaning that your tires would probably wear out before the gas. Your gas light will come on and maybe even run out of fuel. It just depends on yourself and how you run the track. So Gordon probably thought, you know what? If this goes green, which it might not, I'm a short pit, or I'm a pit between halfway between when the run first started and the end of the stage, and try to get as much track position as I can.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And I think, who is that going through the grass?
Blake. That is Blake in the 16 truck.
It sounds like Nick made contact with him and put him down there. He got loose coming off of turn number 4 in that 3 truck, and Blake Thomas just happened to be on his inside.
Yeah, there's contact for sure. I heard it, but yeah, it's unfortunate for sure. I thought I was about to bring out a caution. It would have sucked for the 2 truck of Gordon or Zach, but right now it looks like
Wait a minute. Do
Zach
we have a
just
battle
passed
for
her
the
up.
lead now?
No, that's gonna be Gordon getting one of his laps back. If I had to assume it's probably one of them because he's probably 2 laps down. But
Yeah, I was back on. I don't remember who I was back on now. Maybe old Michelson. And it looked like we had a battle for the lead there for a quick second.
yeah, I don't think so though. I know so, but you know, Zach's making up a lot of time. So if this run goes green, he's gonna look like a pure genius because he's gonna make up a lot of spots. But it just depends on if this goes green or not. There's no guarantee that it will.
Right, absolutely. And you
As
can see
he
this
hits
big
the wall.
speed difference right there. You're going to really see it as the 2 is going to get that big run off of turn number 2, using that high side momentum to get around and get that lap back around that 23 truck. So, yeah, absolutely. If this thing goes green and the rest of these drivers have to pit, you're right. Gordon in that 2 truck is going to look like a genius.
Yeah. I mean, I already see from Pierce's perspective, there's 7 laps to go in the stage.
Mm-hmm.
His tire light is on.
Yep. You've made your bed
So-
now. You got to lay in it.
Yeah, basically. I don't know if Pierce would be able to save it. He might be able to save some. And I think the other drivers might be able to as well. But we'll see what happens.
Oh, we saw 99 of
also
old
down pit road.
Michelson's on pit road.
Yeah, Blake Thomas also went down pit road. Those 2 guys are making stops.
So a couple of these drivers, I mean, they only have just like 2 laps left to make a pit stop, or else they will get a penalty for pitting with 2 laps to go. So at this point, you've made your
Evo's
bed.
down
You've
pit
got to
road.
lay in it.
Yeah, Evo's down pit road now. And more drivers are coming down pit road. Nick?
Tater, it looks like.
Yeah, Tater.
Or no, that's Evo in front of Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, Tater's also down
Tater's
pit road as
behind
well.
Nick. Okay. I didn't see
Yeah.
Tater at first. Thanks for pitting, Tater, and making me look like a genius there. Appreciate it, buddy.
I said Evo was down pit road, gosh dang it.
No, I know, but I thought Evo's truck was Tater. It looked
Okay.
white at first.
Okay.
But Pierce
Well,
Posse,
Evo's truck is white.
does he? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the last lap he can pit right here. Or else he is
just
going to get a
depends.
penalty. He is not pitting. He's extremely slow though off of turn number 4. Just trying to save that fuel.
Well, I don't think fuel is not the thing to worry about. It is tires. And no, he went to 3 to go, so he can pit this lap if he wants to. 2 other people went down pit road, Austin, and I don't know who else it was. But Pierce will not go down pit road. Yep, going to the 2 to go. Same thing with Tuck. He's also not going down pit road. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, 2 laps to go.
Oh,
You
no.
have got to make sure you have enough fuel. Can Pierce have enough? Does Tuck have enough?
I don't know about Pierce. His right rear is on 5%, now 4%. Well, from his stream-wise, so he might be on 3%. I don't know. I've tried saving. I would do like 3% a lap on my right rear, so I just don't know if he's going to be able to make it without blowing a tire.
Oh,
he's made his bed, and he's going to try.
He sure is, and he is babying it. Here he comes through 1 and 2 for the final time here in stage number 1. That 20 of Tuck breathing down his neck. Here comes Tuck trying to get revenge from last season at Phoenix in the championship race where he got passed in the last lap pass. It is going to be Tuck getting stage win number 1 here at Iowa. Pearson second.
Well, oh no, that sucks.
Can you tell
Pierce
Tuck to
tire
try and
blue
join this so I can do an interview right quick?
Pierce's right rear tire blew just before the start finish line, and he got damage. So that's gonna not help him at all. Holy cow. So many people there are 7 people on the lead lap still. Oh my gosh.
Tell him don't worry about joining it now, but at the end of stage 2 we'll do an interview with him and then whoever the stage 2 winner is, if you want to post that out so that they're kind of ready. But Tuck getting a little bit of revenge there in stage number 1. We saw Phoenix came down to 2 points. Had he have held off Tobster, who ended up winning that race, had he have put up a little more of a fight and kept Toby from passing him, he would have been your champion. So, starting the season off with a little bit of revenge there, getting the stage 1 win. But here they are, coming back to the green flag here for stage number 2 at Iowa.
Yeah, I just want to point out, that 52 truck at the tail end of the field is actually 8th, 9th through 15th. They're all 1 lap down.
Yeah, with those guys making it and a lot of people having to pit, that just hurt a lot of people's races because now they have got to battle to get back into position to get that lead lap back. You know, the intensity is going to skyrocket right now. And how about Keystone into 17? Where did he come from?
He was able to save, so I think that's why he was back there. That might have been the reason why he was back there. If he was, that's smart, because he got like 3rd or 4th in the stage, getting a bunch of points, and now he's up here. I mean, props to him, dude.
Absolutely, playing the game perfectly into his hands, and here comes Jay Blacken at 38 trying to join him. Back here in the 6th position on the outside of Old Michelson. Old Michelson makes contact with him. But they're all going to keep it straight. And here comes that 2-truck of Gordon, who did find himself up in the front, but just could not save enough gas.
Yeah. At least he's still on the lead lap, though, so he's still fighting for that position. That's obviously key. But I just want to bring a little bit of attention back to Zach, the other Gordon. He ended up finishing 12th in that stage, so he didn't even get a stage point. He was the first person to come down pit road to get tires.
Right.
I don't know what happened there, but
I think everyone else just maybe pitted long enough that they could take 2 tires, and I think he pitted a little too early there and kind of forced his hand into taking 4.
Yeah.
Or maybe he sped. You know, this could be a very tricky pit road to get onto because you got to make sure you don't get ran over from behind. So this could be a very interesting pit road as well. But Tennessee back out front.
Yeah, and going back to the pit road thing, it all also depends on communication, right? Having 16 drivers in the field, you need communication is very important. There's a lot of drivers, so you need to make sure you communicate clearly. So that also plays a factor in. If you don't communicate clearly or don't even communicate at all, you just might get a little mini pack and you might just earn yourself some damage.
Yes, sir, and that's definitely going to be something that these drivers are going to have to keep an eye on. This whole 3-wide racing, well, that's all fine and dandy till someone doesn't hold their line, and before you know it, you're up into the wall, just like Nick did. Now he's back down into the 99 of Old Michelson, and Nick has got his hands full.
We had 4 wide there for a second. 4 wide.
Oh, Nick, big contact. Caution is out for lag on that 3 truck. Tennessee leads them back to the green flag, Tuck in second. Gordon working his way up in that number 1 truck.
Yeah, I don't know who's necessarily getting that free pass. It might have been, I think it might have been Evo. Evo. Yep.
Evo getting it.
His lap back right now. Yep, one of the people, obviously lap down. No surprise there, because but obviously someone who was fast now finally getting their lap back. I mean, you love to see it in terms of a competitive standpoint.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. These guys have not had the best of manual restarts. We got several trucks taking their wave around. Nick in the 3, Baked Tater in the 34, taking their wave around, trying to get their lap back. Are you back on the
honestly, that is kind of smart, because there is a good chance that another caution does come out.
Oh, yeah.
So if another caution comes out quickly, they're back on the lead lap already, and they just in a sense made up more ground than the other people who were lapped down. Wait, are they not going down pit road? They are. Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Wait, I didn't think you got to pit if you took the wave around.
Usually, yeah. In NASCAR, you don't. Not anymore, at least. Even at most tracks, you don't. I don't know what's necessarily happening here, unless they're gonna get back a lap down. But I don't remember you being able to.
You normally don't. You pass up the ability to pit and
unless you got
taking
the free pass,
your lap back, unless you were in Evo's position where you get the lucky dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why did you pit, Nick? But they are not going green this time. They're going to have to take one more lap. And what is the 17 doing? Jumping out of line, getting up there alongside the leaders.
I think he's just trying to intimidate that Ford truck there a little bit. I don't know. A little more friendly beef. Well, yeah, any word on if Nick and Baked Tater are going to be back a lap down? I guess they are, because they're back there.
Yeah, their race control told them to restart at the back of the field. So, I don't know. That's definitely going to be something that they probably look into at the end of this one. There may be some penalties handed out there for some illegal pitting, but NEXXTCAR has also changed the rules here. They are now going at the line, not the restart box. They have said that the restart box is not marked prominently, so that is why the restarts have been terrible, and we are going at the line. Green flag is back out here in stage number 2.
Interesting already. I mean, I guess I can see it. There's
only 2 lines. That's all there is on the wall. Most tracks you have that big blue Geico restart wall, but it is non-existent here in Iowa.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, it did create some little bit of troubles and mishaps, so it makes sense why they did it at the line then.
Yes, sir. But Tennessee got a great restart there, and he is getting a little bit of a gap here between himself and Jay Black in that 38 truck. My man, we talked about him earlier, not having too bad of a season. Is some major back and forth driving going here between Gordon and old Michelson in front of Buckstopper. But the 38 truck of Jay Black now finds himself up there in second. What a race he is having so far. I know there's a lot of racing left, but my man finds himself in a great position right now as Gordon slips way up the track in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this sometime probably last week. I've seen Jay Black get better as the time went on. And even heard that I think NEXXTCAR might have been one of the first leagues he's joined, if not the first league that he joined. I think the same as Buckstopper.
Yep.
They were both like complete new rookies. So, but you can see with Jay Black, he's getting really a lot better, and he's shown speed here too. So, I don't know raceway speed, but he has speed to go up a contend there in those top spots.
Yeah, absolutely. And someone we know has got plenty of speed is that 20 truck of Tuck, who's just taken second away and looking to lead Pierce. As we got to 15 and 12 of Buckstopper getting together. 15's going to save it. No, he doesn't save it. Around goes the 15 on the backstretch after contact with Buckstopper. I don't
think it's a caution unless you're going to wait an extra lap, but...
Is that a caution or no? Buckstopper just took out Ryuku. All right, we're getting word. Caution is out at the line.
And there you have it. We have 3 fast drivers right now in the top 3.
Who's
with
the lucky dog?
With 10, Tuck, and Pierce. Wait, they're still racing.
Why are they still racing? Oh, Michael's a big lag by the 99.
Woo! Somebody might need some new pair of underwear right there. Probably J Black, because Michelson's right in front, but right in front of him. But yeah, I might need to change some pants after this race. I don't know, dude.
So yeah, apparently the caution is not out. Race control telling me one thing and drivers down on the track doing another. So,
if I had to assume, because they got into each other, I think Ryuku was gonna save it, and then I guess something happened to where, in his own power, he wasn't able to save it. Meaning that he could have saved it, but he kind of screwed up and he didn't save it. That's my guess. But I could be wrong. He's falling behind, but he's not too terribly behind. He is on the same backstretch as the people will be. Like, he's coming out turn 4 right now, so he's not that far behind. He can most definitely make up some spots.
Oh, absolutely. And the way we have seen these guys racing so far here today, cautions are not going to be something rare.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But old Michelson finds himself right now in the 4th position. We saw him with that big lag spike. Well, he has got a ton of damage on the back of that truck. Doesn't seem to be hurting him too much, but he has got a ton of damage there.
Yeah, and that might just be because of the fact that
the lag.
You get damage. Well, not even that, but you get damage even if you fix it on your end. It's not going to be fixed for people on anyone else's end. So, yeah, that's my guess. But one person that's starting to come up here is Topster. I think he's looking on the inside of J Black, or am I tripping out far? No, he's looking on the inside of J Black right now. He's trying to get into that top 5, I'm pretty sure. Or no, he's already in the top 5. Wait, Michelson is a lap down then. Oh, that makes sense. So Michelson is a lap down.
So old Michelson right now is the lucky dog if the caution was to come out?
Yes, sir. He is a lap down because, I don't know, but Topster is now in 4th. Well, no, Topster is in 5th. J-Black is still in 4th, but Michelson, I guess, is a lap down, so.
See, this is why we need a damn running counter.
Yeah.
Like we were told we were going to get when they released Heat 5.
Yeah,
Little did we know.
Yeah, but are we really surprised, though?
I mean, I was. Heat 5 looked like it was going to be one of the better games that in the Heat series, which it is, don't get me wrong. But I don't think Heat 5 was meant to be played for 3 damn years like we are going on.
Oh, yeah, no. it was not at all, for sure. But at least on the bright side, I do have some resources some stuff that allows me to help with this stuff, like a stream. Oh, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. At least we have a raceable game.
That's also true. That is also true, as we have a battle for 4th again.
Yes, sir, we do. But right now, Tuck in the 20, looking to chase down the leader, the 4 of Tennessee Titan. Pierce now up to 3rd. You said old Michelson is a lap down, which gives 4th place to the side-by-side of the 38 and the 52. Is that who that is?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to get back here now. Yeah, the 52 trying to make that high line work, and he is going to try to clear J Black, and he will off of 4.
Yeah, I mean, Phillips originally got around him, and then Jay Black got around him. Those have been battling for a few laps. It's been good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's like you said, Jay Black, week after week last season was, improving each week. And now it's really showing. I mean, the guy is up here in 5th. I'll be honest, no shade thrown at Jay Black, but I don't think we saw Jay Black very consistently. And when I say consistently, I mean multiple laps of him being in the top 5, like we are seeing him right now. So the guy is doing absolutely something right. Whether it's the practice he's putting in, is Toby way down on the apron coming out of 2, getting real loose. So the dude is looking to keep improving on himself, which is exactly what you have to do. And now he finds himself in 4th.
Yes, sir.
But old Michelson just can't quite seem to find a way around Pierce in that 23. Right now, old Michelson's finding himself in that lucky dog spot if that caution was to come out. But he looks like he's trying to get up there and race his way back to the lucky dog and get his own lap back. But Pierce Posse is not making it easy for him. Got a nice little battle going on back here between the 12 of Ryuku and the 12 of Buckstopper and the 15 of Ryuku. I mean, we just saw where these two had their little incident there, so this is going to definitely be something interesting we're going to keep an eye on as this race progresses. Do we have a little bit of a rivalry starting here? Last season, these drivers were told, James, do not carry over the rivalry from the prior season. What happened in Season 6 stays in Season 6. So any rivalry from this point forward, whether it be a renewed rivalry or a new one, it's going to be interesting, especially with 25 drivers, the most we've ever had in this field, going for that championship trophy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, more drivers, more of a chance for rivalries to happen. So, yeah. And like you said, whether they're renewed or not, I mean, anything can happen. So, especially in a 25-car field. Or quote-unquote 25-car field, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what makes these heat races. We got green flag pit stops commencing already. I believe Tennessee is the first one that led them onto pit road.
Yeah, Pierce followed them as well. 25 laps remaining, coming to actually 24. We just passed 24, so they're right within their window, and yeah.
Yeah, now Nick has got a mirror full of Ryuku. So Nick, not having the best of days here tonight in that number 3 truck. We talked to him pre-race. He said he was going to be throwing a bunch of stuff at that truck. Well, I'll be honest, Nick. It don't look like you've been throwing the right stuff at that truck here right now, because you, my friend, look like you have got your hands full just as much as Gordon does in that one truck with Tater, now looking to his inside.
Yeah, trying to throw the kitchen sink, but it looks like the kitchen sink is trying to fight back here. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the good thing for him is there is still a ton of racing left here tonight, as several more drivers, Tuck leading the 24, the 34, and the 15 onto pit road here for their green flag pit stops. They can make it the rest of the way after this pit stop. They can make it until the stage break.
Yeah, I just wondered though, with Tuck pitting like few laps after Pierce and 10 pitted, I just wonder how far back he's gonna be to them.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was yawning. Gordon and Nick coming to make their final pit stops here of stage 2, and here comes Tuck coming off of pit road. Right ahead of Pierce, slides up in front of Pierce, and Pierce is going to have to go to his inside, bringing old Michelson with him. So, yeah, Tuck and Pierce side by side right now for second, with a big gap to Tennessee out ahead.
Yeah, and keep in mind, though, 10, Tuck, Pierce, well, they might actually not be 6th, 7th, and 8th anymore. I'll have to see once this updates. Yeah, no, they are 5th, 6th, and 7th, so there are still people who have yet to pit. I don't know if they're waiting for a caution or what, but they cannot wait many more laps.
No, I think maybe they're just waiting to make sure that their tires can make it to the end. Because like you said, your tires cannot last a full fuel run. Unless you're Pierce Posse. He made it last. Granted, he got passed on the last lap coming out of 4. He made him last. But it is very difficult to do and keep race pace.
Oh, yeah.
It's now Nick is coming off of pit road. I'm sorry, I thought he was coming back onto pit road.
Ooh. About nearly 3 wide here. Or were. Tug hit Michelson a little bit trying to get to the inside of Pierce, but yeah, a little contact maybe, but not much.
Tennessee has got the 12 of Buckstopper right in front of him. Buckstopper's going to move up the track. Tennessee's going to try to look to his inside. They're going to be side by side through the tri-oval here. 12 is going to be stuck on that high line. Tennessee's going to take the line from him. Yes, he does. But yeah, 3 wide behind him.
I think with 10 just passing Buckstopper, I'm pretty sure that would put Buckstopper 1 lap down officially. Yeah, he was one of those drivers that was a lap down before. With at the end of stage 1, he was still on the lead lap, but now he will be officially 1 lap down once everything cycles back to 10. Which it hasn't yet. I don't know who's the leader, but it is someone right in front of 10. Looks like. Yeah, I don't know. He's in front of 10. I don't see anyone in front of 10. Oh, or is it Buckstopper? Oh, Buckstopper might be the person. Yeah, Buckstopper's still leader. Never mind. He has not pitted yet. As he's about to now.
Yep, there he goes, making that hard left down onto that apron, onto pit road. Buckstopper, the last truck, I believe, to make that green flag pit stop.
I wonder if he just stayed out super long just to take 2 tires and see if we could get some ground that way. I know he was more further in the pack, but I don't know.
But old Michelson just, he's up into the wall now, but he just cannot find his way around either Tuck nor Pierce in the 23 and the 20. There he goes. He's going to get a good run off of that high line. He's going to get his nose underneath, but backs way out as I think he knew Pierce was taking that line from him. Very aggressive move by Pierce, and Pierce is lucky. Old Michelson was feeling nice there and let him do that move, because I don't know if he saw that, but that was a very aggressive nose cut off.
Oh, yeah, no, it most definitely was. Even on Pierce's frame, it was, as he was right there. I mean, he wasn't completely alongside, but he knew he was there, or hopefully he did, but it is what it is at this point. Yeah, we still have a battle for 4th here. J Black Toaster still going at it. I think Keystone might be battling with them as well for 4th.
Yeah, now Nick's back here battling with Gordon. He's got Tater out front of him. Several guys picking up some battles here. Blake Thomas had a decent start to this race, but right now kind of finding himself not exactly where he wants to be right now in that 16 truck. He's back here about mid-pack here, and definitely not the race he was looking for to start this season off.
Yeah.
Neither for Ryuku, who was involved in that incident with Buckstopper. He went for a wild ride down that backstretch, unable to save it after getting his nose clipped, and just has not really been able to rebound.
Well, I mean, he's got some spots, it looks like, so I wouldn't necessarily say he hasn't. One person I'm surprised, though, that hasn't rebounded as far as I thought he would be Evo. He's starting to catch up to the top 5, but I don't know.
Absolutely, and with these guys battling side by side like this, with Keystone joining in the battle, that's only going to allow Evo to join these guys.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize Blake Thomas also is in there. I don't think he's necessarily, I don't know if he's on the lead lap or not, but he is in between them. That's all I can really say.
Yep, and Jay Black side by side with that 17, 52 of Tobster, able to clear him. But now he's got that mirror full of that 17 truck who just drove it in deep into turns 1 and 2. But Tennessee Titan continues to lead the way here at Iowa. We're going to step away for a quick 30-second break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in this side-by-side NEXXTCAR action. Here they come. 3 laps to go here in stage number 2 for your defending series champion Tennessee. You know, neither one of us picked him to win here tonight. But yet here he is, showing the way here in stage number 2.
Oh yeah, honestly, if anything, I feel like this shows that clean air is gonna be really good. Because I feel like Ten didn't have that much speed in stage 1, and then stage 2, once he got that lead, he was able to pull away. So I mean, I don't know. That's my guess, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2 laps to go here. You know, we were talking about tires and tire situation. Well, now Tuck slowly starting to reel in that 4 truck.
Slowly and surely, but I don't know
if it's going to be enough.
Though. I don't think so.
Well, he may just be able to catch him here just in time as Nick back through the infield grass here. White flag in the air here for stage number 2. Tennessee, your defending series champion, back-to-back 2-time champion, looking to get it done here in season 7, but he is going to get it started off in one of the best ways. He might not win the race, but he is going to win stage number 2, his first stage win of season 7. So Tuck and 10 both grabbing stage wins here tonight. The 2 guys who were separated by just 2 points last season. These were huge.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now though, Tuck, you got 2nd place in this stage. 1st place in the 1st stage. He's doing really good on points.
Sure does. And let's get these guys in here for a quick interview. Tuck, you got us, buddy, up here in the booth.
What's up?
All right, man. Stage 1 win, finished 2nd in stage 2. How does that truck feel?
It's pretty good. It's got a good long run setup, so hopefully you can get going for stage 3.
Absolutely, buddy. Good luck. Tennessee,
Yep.
getting it done in stage 2 for your first stage win of the night. How does that truck handling?
Pretty good. Strategy worked out, got my clean air, and was able to hold on. But those guys were quick on the long run. I think I got the best little over short to medium truck, but I definitely don't have the best long run. So let's hope for some cautions. I have a good finish here.
Absolutely. We'll let you 2 get back to it, and good luck. All right, so there you go. Talking to 2 of our 2 stage winners. They're a little short and sweet, but they both said their trucks are handling pretty good. Tennessee likes that short run truck, and it sounds like he has got the best one out there, but he is going to lead them back to the green flag here in stage number 3 with the 20 of Tuck on his outside, who's going to try to drop down but was not clear, and now he's got Keystone on his outside.
Let me tell you, Pierce is not going to be someone to let you just drop down there. I don't know if he actually tried to. I think it may have looked like it. I don't think he actually tried to, though. But Oh, yeah. I mean, Ben is getting that lead. Oh,
Oh, big,
man, almost right.
big contact made out back.
And that was Jay Black again. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
But,
that 38 truck just could not catch a break tonight.
Yeah, but don't look don't look now, but Evo's in the top 5.
Oh, Tater up into the wall from Buckstopper, and that's going to cause havoc out back. The 38 of Jay Black goes spinning again. You cannot write this. Gordon's going to wreck everybody into one.
Toaster blew an engine. We never even knew that. Oh, that sucks. Toaster's out. Dang, dude. But, yeah, caution. Has to be.
Yeah, caution is definitely out here. No.
They're still racing. What? Unless there's some new rule change, I don't know. They should be caution. That was most definitely a caution.
We're getting word. Staying green. You hate to see that for that 38 truck of Jay Black.
That was interesting because I know you had help with that.
Oh, there were several trucks that had contributed to that. Gordon running everybody up the track into the outside wall in turn 1. Jay Black getting spun several times. That 38 truck of Jay Black, man, just could not catch a break here tonight. And like you said, Toaster out of this one as well.
Yeah, and I just want to go back. Ryuku did help Jay Black, obviously not intentionally, but there was contact. I think he hit with the wall. I think he hit Jay Black, and there was a lot of stuff that happened. But yeah, meanwhile though, we have a potential pass for the lead or a battle for the lead at least. Jay Black's going down pit road. He has to go down pit road with the damage he has.
Oh, absolutely. That guy, his engine is definitely overheating there, and I don't know if this is for position. But that 3 truck is back up there in 6th with Keystone up here in 5th, watching these guys battle side by side ahead of them.
Oh yeah, no, that's for position. Nick finished 10th, second to last car on the lead lap in stage 2. So there's 12 cars in total now on the lead lap, and yeah, like I said, Pierce is now your current leader.
Yeah, Tennessee. He said he had a great short run truck. Well, it is not firing off on this one. As you said, Pierce is by him, and now he is side by side with Tuck, who is looking to bring Evo, who kind of disappeared there in stage number 2, trying to get back up towards the front in that 83 truck.
I mean, yeah, he had the free pass, and he just wasn't able to do much with it after that last caution before stage 2 ended. So now, got back to track position, got close to the leaders, and now he is going to try to make something happen here.
And here comes the 38 of Jay Black coming off of pit road. Man, what a heartbreak it is for that 38 who just could not seem to stay out of harm's way. And he's going to come up the track. He's going to get into Tennessee. And everyone else is going to have to try to get around him. That was not a smart move. And now I believe that's Keystone into the outside wall coming out of 4, trying to avoid him as well.
Yeah, there are just some things that should not be sugar-coated. And this is one of them. That was a kind of a boneheaded move.
I mean, it was, but you got to understand that 38 truck is frustrated, and it is 100%, you know.
Yeah, I just
it's
unless he has some type of beef with the 4, I don't see why that was necessary. Like, I understand you're frustrated, and what sucks is that there's no crew chief or spotter to calm you down. So it sucks. But at the end of the day, you do have to be your own crew chief. You do have to calm down as much as you can. Try not to impact the leaders and all that. You know, trying to avoid it as much as you can. But yeah, I mean, it didn't affect 10 too much. I mean, he did lose second though. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is only the first race of the season, so you know, you got a lot of racing left. Several races left, obviously, between now and the playoffs. So, you know. And Jay Black has shown, even when he's in position of not having to, or having the comfort of being locked in, he can still come out here and he can get it done in the heat. I mean, he got it done tonight. So, he definitely has that speed. So, yeah, if you're Jay Black in that 38 truck, I know it's easy to say when you're up here in the booth and you're not the one that's actually down there behind that steering wheel, but you've got to stay patient. You got to keep your head cool. and you've got to look beyond tonight, and you've got to look to the remainder of this regular season. I know you want to make the playoffs and you want to make them bad, but don't let one incident tonight that kind of hurt your race tonight lead into the remainder of the season and hurt your overall race. You've got to put this behind you. Now, Tennessee is extremely loose off it too.
Yeah, and I feel like at the end of the day, I don't think necessarily did it on purpose. I don't know if it was emotion. It may have not been. But you do have to, you are responsible for what you're doing in that truck. So, no matter what, you do have to have some type of blame. But, yeah, I don't know what the Ford truck did to, or what 10 did to that Ford truck. But I don't know if it's necessarily worked.
No, I mean, he was just bragging about how good it was on the short run. Well, Tennessee, whatever you did, buddy, I would try to reverse it because that speed is not there.
Yeah, and two things. One, that is gonna be memeable for sure. There's no way that's not. Two, I just feel like that kind of proves my point of how good clean air is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Pierce is in the lead. He was right with Tuck when it came to speed in that second stage, and now he's a second in front of Tuck. So I mean, like, I don't know where else I can go with that.
But Evo B, what a recovery this guy is doing. Missing the main event last week at Daytona, now finds himself up here in the top 5. He had to race his way in. Well, he's another one that showed, hey, I don't have that spot secured, but I can come out here and grab it when I need it.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, we talked about it before the race started. Trying to get into this main event, try not to miss it, because if you miss this, you're gonna have to put in a lot of work in order to get back into the top 10 in points, even though this is the first race. And Evo's been getting them points. He's been putting in the work to try to get as many points as he can, just so he can stay top 10 in those points.
Absolutely. Now Nick, he's been struggling here tonight. Finds himself on the inside of Baked Tater here in the 34. He's going to get a big run off that high line. Gordon falling back. Same with Buckstopper there. So several guys already picking up some issues here tonight where they just haven't had the greatest start to this season that they have wanted. And we have got, I think that's Buckstopper coming to pit road? No, Nick. Nick coming to pit road. Very early pit stop here.
I feel like this is an unscheduled pit stop. Like, there may have been damage that he has to have fixed. That's all that's telling me. That's all I'm getting for this. So I don't know though.
I don't know where he would have gotten damage from. I know he got loose a couple times, but I didn't see him hit anything or rear end anybody to really get engine damage. So I don't know. That's a very interesting call. We'll have to see if we can't get a hold of his crew chief or something and see exactly what led to that unscheduled pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, not only engine damage, but maybe he got some air damage from hitting the wall. He may have hit the wall a little too hard and might just screw up the handling of the car or the truck. I don't know.
And here he is coming out in front of Pierce, who's going to hold it down there. So he's not going to J Black the field here. Maybe he is, as he's going to go way up the track. Just as I said that, wow. Nick, unable to hold it down low. So not obviously as big of an issue as we saw with that 38 truck, Dale. But we have just seen there were 2 green flag at speed coming out of pit road exits. Kind of interesting. Both drivers have ran way up the track. So going back to J Black's incident after this little incursion there with Nick, maybe not looking like it was driver induced there with J Black.
I'm still gonna say it was because of how low he was. He was on the apron, re-entering the driving surface or coming off the apron. So I'll still put it there. Nick, he was very low. He was like on the bottom lane of the straightaway. Mm-hmm. So I still feel like it's a little driver error a little bit. Obviously, it's so difficult. You have to like brake like a decent amount in order for your truck to stick to the bottom. But also, 10 was at the wrong place around 10. Same thing with J Black. So I don't think it was all that bad in general.
We got old Michelson making a trip through the infield grass there.
I've said this a few times. I think last season, I'm going to say it again. Either that, I didn't say it before, but they do not pay you for cutting the grass. So I hate to break it to the drivers, but someday they'll learn.
Absolutely. Well, Tuck trying to run down Pierce, our leader currently, in that number 23 truck. We saw these two battle for the stage 1 win. Pierce saved tires and fuel, but didn't save enough, and here he is making his green flag pit stop.
Yep, his highlight was on, so I mean, it makes sense.
And several other trucks coming as well, and that caused a little bit of a stack up there through coming out of turn number 4. We got Blake Thomas in the 16, the 2 who had to try to miss him. Several drivers having to slam on the brakes there. That 16 truck definitely did. The front of that truck dipped way down coming out of turn 4. And now, another Evo stacks them all up coming off a pit road.
I almost wonder, because like I said, communication is key, especially with a full field of 16 drivers. You need to communicate, and I just wonder if they're just failing to communicate.
Well, no, that was a driver. That was a driver mistake by Evo. He was down on the apron, coming through 3 and 4, and then just drifted up the track, and then just right in front of the pack behind him.
I see.
No, that was full driver induced. There was no communication issue there. That was just driving a little too fast on the flat surface there by Evo.
I see then. I was not watching, so I'll take my L for that one. But yeah, I think that might have forced a few drivers like the 2 truck to go down pit road a little earlier than they wanted to.
Yeah, we got Tennessee on here as well. Pierce still yet to make that stop. Or no, I'm sorry, Pierce did make it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting maneuver there by Evo. Just could not hold it down on that apron and came right up the track in front of the pack behind him. And that was a pretty decent sized pack. That was about 5 trucks that was behind him. And he about took out every single one of them. So, pit road. We talked about it, James. It's going to be treacherous getting on. Well, we have seen both the entrance and exit being huge tonight.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much more to be said. I mean, we've seen it happen, so. Yeah, I mean, it is something that these drivers, when they have to make one more pit stop and it happens on the green, these drivers are going to have to get it tight, straightened out, because this is more than likely going to be the last pit stop on the green, so. Or if we do have if it does continue to go green, if be the last one, you have to tighten it up, because you cannot afford mistakes. It might not be playoff time, but you need all the points you can get. Do not screw it up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's go time now, you know. It's definitely go time. You got to make sure you don't make any mistakes. You got to keep hitting your marks, and you got to try and be there at the end, and that is exactly what Pierce and Tuck have done so far. Tennessee getting stage 2 win, and Tuck getting the first one. So it's going to be interesting to see, can Pierce hold them off here and get the race win? But he has got an absolute mirror-full of that 20 truck behind him.
Yeah, now the 23 Pierce just reclaimed the lead. Buckstopper went down pit road finally, so everything should be cycled back to where it's supposed to be. With 10 being 3rd, but you have Nick in 4th place, actually.
Really?
I think because Evo was originally 4th, so I think everything that happened with Evo and others, I think they just allowed Nick to get 4th.
Are you in
He probably put it a little earlier, but I see it on the stream, Ronnie. Why are you questioning me? Oh, crap. I think they're going to be going to 42.
42 laps to go this time. Yes, sir. All right. Well, I just got some strategy told to me that I'm not going to say on the air, just in case any of these drivers are out there watching this. So, not going to say it, but we got quite a bit of strategy going here.
Strategy.
And Tuck's strategy right now is trying to find a way around that 23 truck. We've seen that 23 truck can be very hard to pass tonight. You know, we saw a couple guys, old Michelson, the most recent, who just could not find his way around the 20. But here comes Tuck underneath him, heading into turn number 3, side by side.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to clear him, though. He might be able to.
They
I
are
feel like
dead even at the
side by
line.
side. He might be able to clear him here, though, because I know Pierce usually runs the bottom. I don't know how good of a truck he runs on top. So.
Cleared him.
Oh, crossover.
Oh, that was a beautiful crossover move by the 23 of Pierce. It's not going to stick, though. The 20 is going to pinch him down a little bit. And is he going to get the run off the turn? He is not. Tuck to the lead, clearing the 23 truck.
Yeah, 23 just dove it down there a little too deep. Didn't really hit the yellow line originally. He had to back off a little bit before he would hit Tuck, and yeah, just allowed Tuck to get past him. Those fresh tires are, or 2 lap fresher tires, 2 or 3 are really working for Tuck right now.
Yeah, they are, and I believe Tennessee is in 3rd, correct? He's back there.
Yeah, no, Michelson just passed. I don't know when he passed Nick for 4th, but he passed Nick for 4th.
Nick got loose out of turn 4 about 2.5 laps ago.
Ah, that makes sense. Also makes sense why Evo and Keystone are right behind him, battling for 5th and 6th.
Yeah, no, we got some great battling going on now. Old Michelson's back here battling Ryuku in that 15 truck. But yeah, go ahead.
Ryuku is a lap down, though, so it's not necessarily for position. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't think there's any beef between those drivers, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
And now Nick trying to find his way back up there as he has gotten passed by Evo and Keystone now. And then he can't look too far back because there's another guy. He is extremely loose once again off of turn number 4.
I don't know what he's
Jay
doing
Black making a pit stop.
I don't know what he's doing to that truck, but his truck has not been handling well at all. He when we go back to pit road, he needs to tighten that truck up a little.
Yeah, I think he loosened it up. Well, he loosened it up a lot.
Yeah, it's a little too much if you ask me.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Either that, he just needs to get good at one or the other, but
good.
Something tells me just a little.
There he is.
Something tells me it's just a little looser than what he wants it, though.
There it is. Well, we are going to step away for a quick 30-second break. You're not going to miss any of this action here in the side-by-side NEXXTCAR Network. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. All right, James, 29 laps to go. You saw the 3 truck of Nick making his last pit stop here. Little short pit. Well, that just took out the 17 of Keystone with him. It wasn't induced together, but the 17 just could not hold it. And Nick's lucky that didn't bring out a caution because that would have thrown his strategy right out the window.
Yeah, and that's just going to force the 17 to go down pit road. I just wonder, though, if that's going to force anyone else to go down pit road as well. I don't know.
I don't know. 29 laps, that is a lot to ask on that right rear tire.
But it's possible, though. You can most definitely do it. Even trying to keep a race pace, you can most definitely do it. It's just, I don't know. It just depends on how you take care of your tires. With that being the case, so Evo ended up reclaiming 5th. Jay Black's kind of on the outside of him, still off sequence, but
yeah, and Tuck getting back by Pierce. Here comes the 16 of Blake Thomas making his pit stop. Evo and Jay Black side by side. Jay Black just, I'm sure, wants to get this race done without another incident. He's ready to finish this race. This has not been the best of races for that 38 truck here tonight.
yeah, and I don't know where he's going to exactly finish. He probably will finish at 14th since 2 trucks have expired engines / radiators, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to call it. But Jay Black finished decently well in the first 2 stages, so I don't know if he'll be locked in the top 10, but he might. I don't know. Oh, Pierce is not pit road though.
Yeah, and absolutely. Just to reiterate, last week it was based on where you finished, whether you were locked in. But tonight, moving forward through the rest of the season in both trucks and cup, it's only based off of points. The top 10 in points are locked in, while the rest of the 6 spots are filled in with everyone else that is not locked in. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, he may finish terrible, but at least he got those stage points. And that may just help him out a ton. And whether or not he is locked in or not next race.
Yes, sir.
Gordon, Evo, major contact. Evo goes up into the outside wall, keeps it going straight, but major contact between the 2 and that 83 truck. As now we see Tuck making his exit off of pit road.
Yeah, he's able to. Wow, I personally think that Tuck just has a better entrance to pit road. That's why he's able to still keep that gap. I mean, tires make a decent amount of difference, so you'd think Pierce would at least be closer, but I think Tuck's entrance to pit road is just, he carries a lot more speed in without getting a penalty, so I get on him.
Absolutely, but here comes Tennessee in the 4, trying to hunt down the 2 leaders.
Oh yeah, he gained some time as well. I think his entrance was good as well. But yeah, we'll see.
Blake Thomas back up into the wall coming out of 4.
Yep, a lap down car. Or lap down truck. Maybe he'll play a factor, who knows, but I don't think he will. I think he's dropping back too far anyways.
Yes, sir, but here comes Pierce now all over the back bumper of Tuck into 20. Pierce, we saw him almost getting that stage 1 win. Well, he was about a quarter of a lap less than getting it done there with the tire. That right rear tire just was not going to make it, allowing Tuck to make that pass coming out of turn number 4 and getting that stage win. Then you got Tennessee back here in 3rd, who won stage 2. Is this Pierce's stage to rise and shine above the rest? Can he get the first win of the season? And now he has got to get by the 20 truck. But like we've seen, James, catching them is one thing, passing them is another.
Oh, yeah, and Tuck is not going to be easy to pass. There's no way he's going to just let him by. But, yeah, but with them battling, I wonder, will they slow each other down enough to let 10 into the mix? because he's right there. But I want to ask, Ronnie. You said that someone was playing strategy right now, or in the pit stop prior to this. Are you able to spill that out since everyone's except one person has made their final pit stop, or?
Yeah, absolutely. That pit stop was Nick short pitting.
Oh, that was a...
Yeah, that was a strategy. I just didn't want to throw it out there just in case anyone else was watching. You know, just didn't want to, obviously, any driver. I'll never spoil any strategy that is told to me during the race. I'll never do that. You know, that's not fair to them. That's not fair to the other drivers. It's a guessing game in racing on what that guy's going to do. So, yeah, I know, nice schedule. Shut up, Toby. I was asked the question, damn it. But, yeah. Yeah, so that's something I'll never do, and now that Nick has commenced that pit stop and it's done, obviously we can throw it out there. But yeah, his whole strategy this whole time was short pitting. But I just don't think it's going to work out that good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he is fourth, but Owen Michelson is right there.
Is
so,
Owen Michelson back on the lead lap now?
Oh yeah, no, he got, I think at one point, I think at the end of stage 2, he got the wave around, so he is passing Nick for fourth.
Gotcha. Well, even a top 5 for Nick right now would be solid because he has not had a great race either. So that top 5 would look like a win to him.
Yeah, there's a lot of space behind him on Michelson, except for Ryuku, who's a lap down. So, I mean, that if he does get past, I mean, he has a lot of space to work with.
Oh, crossover move. Can't save it. Yeah, they've got a whole straightaway. The whole backstretch is completely clear behind him.
Yeah.
So
it works out for them, but
if I'm Nick, I'm just, you know what? I'm packing up. I'm taking my top 5. Don't do anything stupid. Let old Michelson come up here and get fourth. You know, take that top 5 and run with it because you're guaranteed to make next week's race. I know it ain't where you want to finish. Obviously, everyone wants to win, but only one guy can win. So, you know what? If I'm Nick in that 3 truck, I'm taking the points I've earned in both stages, and I am moving on to next week at Darlington. That is going to be a very interesting race next week as well. So.
Oh. Uh-oh. Might have had a little bit of contact between 34 and the 20 truck. Oh, we did. The 34 was kind of playing a big factor in this lead, and the 20 truck had enough and just kind of moved them up the track a little, trying to get around them.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. When you're coming down and you're in the closing laps of the race and you're the leader and you got the guy in second and third both breathing down your neck. I mean, it's go times. You see Pierce cut off the 34 Tater as well and put him up into the wall. So both leaders very aggressive towards Tater. What does Tennessee do?
Yeah, I will give some leeway for Pierce as I looked on his stream. That was netcode. He was clear by a good amount, but it was netcode for sure.
Gotcha.
That sent Big Tater into the wall, unfortunately.
Well, the 20 got held up a little bit. The 23 could not quite make it up there. Coming to 8 laps to go this time. 8 laps to go this time. And now Pierce is right back up there on the back bumper of that 20 truck. Pierce almost got that stage 1 win. He was 1 corner away. Tuck stealing it from him coming out of turn number 4. Is this going to be roles reversed here with 7 laps to go?
I just wonder, though. Now, this could be a jinx, this cannot be, but 10 is in third. We've seen a few times, or at least we've seen it once last season, where 10 is in third. If 10 could just get a little closer to them, he might be able to do what he did in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's be honest. Let's not back away from the facts here. Tennessee backed into that win 100%.
A hack. I can say that as an Alex Bowman fan, all right? I'm an Alex Bowman fan, so I can say that for sure. But for real though, there are 3 lap cars in front of Tuck: Gordon, Keystone, and Evo. they will most definitely play a factor if they catch up to them.
Oh, 100%. Especially with 4 laps to go here. It's go time. It's crunch time. If you're Tuck and these drivers are holding you up, I know Tuck doesn't like to do it unless it's Tennessee in front of him, but if you're Tuck, you've got to use that front bumper. You cannot let these guys hold you up because Pierce is right there.
For sure.
3 laps to go this time.
Actually, it's 4 laps to go this time.
Is it?
Yeah.
What the hell, Nick? Oh, Pierce driving it deep under Tuck. Can't make it stick, but he's going to get a good run, and he's right there on him. Coming to now, 3 laps to go. Pierce tried it.
A little bit of a warning shot.
Yeah.
Or in a quote-unquote warning shot. Not an actual shot, but you know.
Yeah, Pierce tried it. Now Tuck has got to be looking for it because obviously Pierce is not going to be shy to use that dive bomb. And when it comes, oh, Pierce, keep it out of the wall, buddy. I thought for sure you were getting into the outside wall. But now it is go time. 2 laps to go here.
Yeah, Pierce just missed, I guess, apex of that corner, so he most definitely did not get a good corner off that end. Tuck opened up that lead about a tenth or 2 right there.
Yeah, he did. And here they are coming up to Gordon. Gordon and holding it up high. Tuck gonna slide up a little bit. Here comes Pierce behind him.
Yeah. We know for sure, though, I don't think they're going to catch up to Keystone Evo, but, I don't know. I'm going to let you have this one.
Tuck blocking Pierce. White flag in the air heading into turn number 1. They take it in the middle groove. Tuck trying to hold on. He won stage 1. Pierce trying to get his revenge and get the race win. Here comes Pierce. Is he going to do anything? He's going to try to use the rubber. He's going to miss. That is going to hurt Pierce unless he gets a miraculous run. He does not. And Tuck is going to get the first win of the season here at Iowa. Pierce second and Tennessee third.
Wow.
Wow. I'm not saying it. I ain't saying it, but that was an unbelievable move by Pierce. He tried to do it, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, six drivers only finished on the lead lap. Wow. Wait, what happened to Keystone?
Keystone, I believe, spun out, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he spun out? I missed that. Holy cow. Oh, my gosh.
Top 3, obviously. Top 3 post-race interview, obviously. But, man, what a race we had there to the finish.
That was very interesting.
Yes, it was.
Gosh.
Tuck able to hold off a dive bomb from Pierce coming to 4 laps to go. And then Pierce, just by mere inches, missing the rear bumper to try and move him up out of the way. Incredible. Absolutely incredible racing here. And this is only race number 1. We have got a long season ahead of us, James. And if they're anything like we just saw here tonight, minus all the cautions, we're in for one heck of a season.
Oh my gosh. Let me
Nick
look.
put
What
the
is the
fastest
next
lap.
race? The next race is Darlington. Oh boy. That would have been a track I would love to race there because I don't know if we're racing Darlington and Cup. And I love racing at Darlington. Like, I'm very good there. And I would have had the wheel, so I don't know. But I don't know what would happen there. But yeah, Darlington, that's gonna get even more crazier. That's a difficult track to race.
Yes, it is, but let's go ahead. We're going to step away here for a quick intermission to bring in your top 3 finishers for the post-race interview. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
gentlemen, welcome back here for your post-race interviews from Iowa Speedway. Let's get it started here with your third place finisher, Tennessee Titan. Tennessee, you said you had the best looking short run truck out there when we talked to you at the end of stage 2. Well, don't want to poke the bear here, but that speed did not show up too often here in stage number 3.
Yeah, I knew I was going to do something to try to win because it was pretty clear Tuck and Pierce. While I wasn't off of them at all, it was to a point that I was just a little bit behind. Like, if I ran perfect, maybe I could catch up a little, but they were quicker than me all night, even at the end of stage 2. So I knew I'd do something. I did a few adjustments, and it seemed like I changed completely. I was slow on the get up even more. But once we finally got going, I was about even with them. Mm-hmm. Problem is I lost too much time at that point. So I redid my adjustment, caught them a little bit, and then at the end I had a little problem with lap traffic. So couldn't quite get there, but those dudes were quicker anyway, so I'm not too upset about it. Hey, I told you at the beginning of the night, I was just trying to stay clean and run top 5. If you would have told me that I would have won a stage and be speaking to you in a post-race interview for top 3, I would have 100% took that. So great night for the number 4 truck, and happy that I don't have to worry about anything next week because I'll be top 10.
Absolutely, yes, sir. So I was going to bring that up. I know, you mentioned that stage win, finishing 3rd. Obviously, you're locked in for next race. How does this build up some momentum going into Darlington, which anything can happen?
Well, stage 1, I was part of the people who were able to somehow make it. So I'm pretty sure I got like 3rd in that stage, and then I won a stage and then finished 3rd in the race. So that's a big points gap. Mm-hmm. I almost have probably about, I'm not saying a race because I could definitely lose that in a race, but it would take a really bad race now. So that gives me a whole bunch of confidence to kind of be more free. I don't have to be as safe next week. I have some points to spare now. So, and Darlington's a track I really like. So we'll be going out there and getting the win, hopefully. Trying to get a win, I should say.
I hear you on that. All right, moving on to your second place finisher, Pierce. Man, it looked like you had that stage 1 win wrapped up in your hand. How did it feel to have Tuck kind of take that from you? You finished 2nd in the stage, but then able to rebound and get 2nd overall.
Yeah, he hacked into that one, kind of like Alex Bowman, But no, I couldn't get on the gas there because, well, I was running out of gas and I had a tire at 0%, so I didn't know if I was even going to make it to the finish line.
Damn, so that close, huh?
So when all things considered, when that happened, when I knew with that situation, 2nd place, I'll still take it for that stage.
Oh, absolutely, because those are some very crucial points.
Yeah, absolutely.
So going to the 2 moves that were made in the closing 5 laps there, we saw you get underneath Tuck there. It's going into turn number 1, unable to really hold it down there. But then we saw you drive it in deep there, heading into 3 and 4 on that final lap. You missed that bumper by mere inches. Walk us through those closing laps.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily trying to move him because Tuck ran me good all race. So which I appreciate, so I wasn't going to try to do him that way. So I really just went for kind of a full send slide up to the top to see if I could get a drive off. And, well, it looked like it was going to work for a minute until the card started spinning out off of 4. But all in all, 2nd, great start to the season. So we'll definitely take that. Good points, especially heading into next week, which I believe is Darlington, and that's not one of my strong suits. So we'll definitely take a good start to the season here. Good stage points and a good finish.
Absolutely, yes, sir. And now moving on to your first winner of Season 7, Tuck. My man, last season, your championship ended with that right rear tire. You got the stage win with Pierce's stage ending with that right rear tire. How ironic was that tonight?
I mean, I'd rather have won the championship blowing the right rear than that stage, but I mean, all in all, it wasn't too bad. I felt bad for Pierce because this is his playground, so he he's got one heck of a setup, but I was just glad to race him clean the whole night, and like we always do, we put on a good show for everybody watching. So congrats to Pierce and 10 on good start to the seasons, and hopefully we can keep these battles going for the whole rest of the year.
Absolutely, yeah. So last season, 2 points is what kept you from lifting that championship trophy. You come out here in the first race of the season, getting some revenge, winning stage 1, getting the race win. What kind of momentum does this create for you, not only heading into Darlington, but with this new system of only the top 10 in the points making the main event and then the others having to race their way? What kind of momentum does this build up for you heading overall into the remainder of the season?
I mean, like you said, like this is a whole different format, and us expanding our league setup where we have these heat races. I mean, it's kind of a monkey off my back getting the win, and then a sigh of relief not be able to have to worry about racing into the main event. So I feel bad for the guys that didn't make the event, but due to the circumstances that we are going with now, I mean, it's a good feeling. But like you said, like momentum wise, it's going to go a long way. I mean, like this whole new schedule we got out, it's a bunch of skill level tracks where you're gonna have to show what you got. So, but yeah, it's a good start of the year. Good racing all around. Everybody feel like raced each other clean the whole race. From my point of view, it looked like it anyway. But yeah, so good start to the season, and congrats to the other podium guys.
Absolutely, yes, sir. We're gonna keep it with you, Tuck, for one more second here. How do you feel about next week at Darlington? How do you feel about possibly going back-to-back victories?
I think I won at Darlington last year. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, correct. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I don't really run there a whole lot, but just want to go there and put on a show. So, well, looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Pierce. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, like I kind of mentioned, I mean, I've won there in another league a couple years ago, but historically speaking, Darlington has not been the best track for me. So if we can go out, finish, get some good stage points, and be there at the end, that's all I can really ask for going into next week. Because that's usually not my best track. So to tell you I expect to go in there and sweep the stages and win the race, I'd be lying to you.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee, what you got?
Well, Darlington's a track that, historically speaking, I'll take that term from you, Pierce, but I've been pretty good there. It's a track I can't stand passing, but if I'm clear track, I'm actually pretty quick. So the last 2 races we went there, I've kind of choked a little bit, couldn't get by Blake 2 years ago, and then last year, mirror driving, overshot the corner, let Tuck just go right on. So it should be a good race. I'm sure tempers will flare because it's almost like a little it's a big, I should say, short track. You've got to almost have the guy in front of you mess up, or you kind of do a little bump to get him out of the way. But it should be a fun race. But hey, we'll see. We have a lot of new guys in here. You have some guys returning. I saw a lot of guys with a lot of speed tonight, so I'm really excited to see how this season goes. I know arguably 3 of the best last season finished top 3 tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some newcomers come up and really challenge us. So it should be a fun Darlington race. We already have some tippers flaring, so we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. James, what you got for our top 3 finishers here tonight at Iowa?
Not a lot, but guys, good racing. Especially towards the end, that was good, clean racing. I know, like you said, then there's time for swearing. It's definitely shown in the chats, but yeah, good job racing, and guys, good luck at Darlington, because yeah, it is not an easy track, obviously. That's all.
No, it is not, but that is going to do it tonight for NEXXTCAR Truck Series at Iowa. Next week, it don't get any easier as they head to the Lady in Black, the truck too tough to tame, Darlington Speedway. But that is going to do it for myself and James, signing off here for the final time here tonight for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series Racing League from Iowa Speedway. Tuck, able to get that check mark done in the win column here in race number 1 of season 7. So make sure you tune in next Sunday at the same time as we bring you the heat race and then the main event from Darlington, South